Okay, let's look at the homework 6, number 5. Okay, I just wanted to give you a little bit of hint on this problem, right? So we have induction hypothesis, right? So this is when n equals k, right? So we make this assumption that, so we just basically just assume, all right, that when n equals k, this inequality is true. So summation goes from 1 to k, 1 over I squared is less than or equal to 2 minus 1 over k, right? Then if you do an induction step, so induction step, right, we need to prove that when n equals k plus 1, inequality is still true, right? So let's look at the summation, right? I goes from 1 to k plus 1, right? 1 over I squared, right? So you can see that the only difference between this summation and the previous summation is that there's one more term. So this is exactly the same thing as summation. I goes from 1 to k of 1 over I squared, then plus. So you have one extra term, which is when I is k plus 1, so it's going to be 1 over quantity k plus 1 squared. All right. So using induction hypotheses, we can get this inequality, right? We can replace this summation by 2 minus 1 over k. So 2 minus 1 over k, right, plus 1 over quantity k plus 1 squared. All right, so then we try to simplify a little bit. So it's a 2 minus, right? So I'm going to put those two fractions in a bracket. So it's 1 over k, right? Since negative sign is here, so I have to change the sign. So it's going to be negative 1 over quantity k plus 1 squared. All right. Then we can take the common denominator. So it's 2 minus, right? Common denominator would be just the product of those two denominators. So it's a k times quantity k plus 1 squared, right? So since we multiply k by quantity k plus 1 squared, we're going to have to do the same thing to the numerator. So you will get k plus 1 squared. There's a negative sign, so you put the minus sign here, right? K times 1, we multiply this guy by k, so we have to multiply the numerator by k, right? So we have that, right? I'm gonna actually go up here. All right, so this is going to give you 2 minus, right, then k plus 1 squared would be k squared plus 2k plus 1. Then you subtract k, right? Then you have a k and a k plus 1 squared, right? Then if you simplify that, you can see that it's a 2 minus. All right, so it's a k squared, right? So that's that, and combine 2k and negative k, you have positive k, and you have a plus 1, right? You have a k and a k plus 1 squared. All right, and what do we do is I'm going to actually get rid of this plus 1. So if you're making the numerator smaller, whole fraction gets smaller, right? But we have a negative sign, so the whole quantity gets actually larger. So this is going to be larger if I simply drop 1 from the numerator, right? So we have k plus 1 squared, right? Which is equal to, right? Factor out the k, and you have a k plus 1 and a k plus 1 quantity squared. So you can cancel k's and the k plus 1 and the 1 of the k plus 1. So you get 1 on top, which gives you 2 minus 1 over k plus 1, right? So it's a kind of a long chain of inequality and inequality, but we can see that this initial summation is less than or equal to 2 minus 1 over k plus 1, which fits exactly the inequality we have here. All right, that's it. I hope that this will get you going.